Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I'm Leanne. Today I would like to talk about desires versus the wish fulfilled. So of course we all have desires, we all want something, we want to manifest something, see things in more favorable circumstances in our 3D reality. Neville says, dwell in the wish fulfilled. So what that means is stay in that feeling, in that focus, in, just thinking about the wish fulfilled, meaning the end result. Kind of like when he wanted to go to Barbados, he didn't think, how am I going to get there? All the circumstances in between that. He didn't dwell on the fact that I don't have this, that I'm stuck here instead of in Barbados. He dwelled in that end result, where he would focus on being in a bed in Barbados, waking up in a bed in Barbados. So that's dwelling in the end, right? So you're thinking from it, not of it. Meaning you're thinking of it from that desired state already. So a desire, wanting something, means that you don't have it. And if you continuously stay in that thought of I don't have it because I desire it, I want it, then it's not going to help you get your manifestation fast enough or at all. So you want to dwell in that wish fulfilled, in the end result. That's why I like to do the state akin to sleep. Before bed, I'll lay in bed. I do this about maybe half an hour before I go to sleep. I relax, I take some deep breaths, and then I will visualize just a short little scene of the end result of what I want. So let's say, for example, if I want money, then I will close my eyes and I will imagine logging into my bank account and seeing a higher balance than what I currently have. Or I'll even imagine having a pile of money in my hand. But I won't just think of it, like, oh, look, here's some money, and then I go to sleep. Like, I will really try and get into that feeling. Like Elmer Locker talks about, like you take, in your waking hours, take a large bill. So let's say if it's $100 bill or whatever, the biggest bill that you have. Touch it, smell it, like feel it, look at it, get the sense, the entire sense, all your senses of what it is to hold a large amount, a large bill like that. So then when you're going to sleep, you can recall all of these senses, the smell, the not the taste, of course, you're not going to lick your money, but the feeling, how it looks. And so before you go to sleep, you're going to be able to embrace all of those senses and feel as if you have these bills in your hand, but more than one. So like you would, let's say you want to have, I don't know, $5,000, for example, then just imagine yourself counting all of these $100 bills or $20 bills, whatever it is, the amount that you have been touching in your waking hours. So you're going to really examine each one before you go to sleep. Like your eyes are closed and you're examining each specific bill, like looking at it, touching it, maybe smelling it, putting it on the table. So there's, okay, 100, let's say it's $100 bills. There's 100, and now you're gonna pick up the next one and do the same thing, and so on and so on. So you want to dwell in that wish fulfilled. So now, okay, fine, we're doing this state akin to sleep. So now what do you do in your waking hour? Well, you're going to still feel as if you have it. Now, it doesn't mean, go crazy and start spending, racking up your credit card bill. That's not what I'm saying. But you want to just stay in the notion that, okay, it's already mine, it's done. I'm in the right reality where I actually have this money that I'm trying to manifest. And so I'm gonna just trust the process. I'm trusting that everything has to unfold for me to get to that end result, that wish fulfilled. So don't focus on the fact that you don't have it. Don't focus on the fact that you have bills to pay next week. You know, just go within and remind yourself it's okay, it's done, because manifestation is instant. So the moment that you desire it, it's already done. Now, the reason why we don't see it right away is, well, first, you know, as I mentioned in another video, our our logical brain won't understand it. Like, if I'm sitting here saying I want $1 million, you know, and I'm really thinking about it, a big bag of money isn't just gonna appear beside me, because that would freak me out. So, you know, there may be steps that will lead to this money coming into my life, you know. And don't worry about the how, if, when, why, you know. Like, some people might think, I have to buy a lottery ticket, that's the only way I can get a large amount of money. No, just trust that it can come in many, many, many ways. I've had bills in the past and I had to pay them by a specific date, and I was like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to get the money. I really don't know where it's going to come from, but I'm just going to trust. I'm going to trust that, you know, it's going to show up, everything is fine, because I always state to myself, all of my bills are paid. And the government actually was giving out a large sum of money to people. It was kind of like a bonus thing. I forget what it was for, but anyways, and it was deposited 3 days before this bill was due to be paid. And it was a little bit more than what my bill was. And I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because I was just so happy that it was done. And then that kind of gave me a little hint of, wow, this really does work. Even though I still had some doubts, you know, because a lot of times people might see it as, well, okay, it's just a fluke, or it's a one-time miracle that happened. But the more you do this, the more you see manifestations coming easier and quicker to you, then you're going to have more faith in yourself and in your power, and, you know, try and get the bigger and better things. I mean, not everybody wants, you know, amazing things. Some people just want to be happy, you know, but what does that happiness mean to you? What does your desires say or feel like? Like, when I say to myself, okay, I want to be happy, it doesn't just mean that I'm, you know, like laying in a mansion and having servants around me. That's not happiness to me. Happiness to me is seeing my loved ones smiling and thriving and doing well. That's number one. I always think of others, even though, you know, manifestation is, you know, it's you, because it's all you. It's, you know, you're the universe. But I feel that it also reflects back to me, because if I'm visualizing and focusing on my loved ones being happy and thriving, well, then that is a mirror back to how I'm going to be seeing things in my reality as well. So now for myself to be happy, I want to be in a loving, lasting relationship, which I am. I want to have all of my bills paid. I want to be able to do things without struggling. You know, I want to have food in my belly. And those are the things that I have, actually. So I can wake up and say, like, I am so thankful for my life. I am happy. Now, no, I don't live in a big mansion, you know, but that's not for me. Even when I do my visualizations, because I do visualize owning my own home, because right now I rent. I'm in an apartment. And when I think about the home that I want to own, it's not a huge, like, you know, 10-story, 30-bedroom, 50-bathroom home. It's a quaint little home, you know, with a couple of bedrooms, like extra bedrooms, so that I can have my loved ones visit and they have a comfortable place to stay. I have my own closed office, which I would love, because right now I'm in my living room, you know, so I don't have like a lot of privacy, and like you can hear the cars outside with the windows, you know. I want like a different space for my office, my own yard. I dream of having a little puppy, you know, like these are things that make me happy, that make me smile, and these are the things that I keep, you know, striving for, and I know it's going to happen. And I'm not worrying about when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. I just know somehow I'm going to have that life. But while I'm dwelling in that wish fulfilled, I'm still feeling content and happy with my current reality. Because if I were to sit here and say, you know, oh, I'm so upset I don't have my own office, or, you know, I want to own my own home, and that, like, but in a frustrated, angry kind of depressive energy or feeling, then I'm not dwelling on the wish fulfilled. I'm dwelling more on my reality. So now it doesn't mean don't look around you and see what's happening, because of course you're going to. You're living in this reality right now. Even though it is the dream, you know, this is our dream. The true reality is what is going on up here. But for people who don't understand that, it's fine, you know, let's not just get too deep into it where it might make you feel confused. The bottom line is not to continuously repeat the reality that you're living in by talking about the frustrations of it, talking about what you hate about it, you know, of what you desire, you know, like I desire to have better things. No, don't dwell in that. Just trust and feel happy. Find anything in your life right now to be grateful for. It could be anything. It could be just that you had a meal, you know. I always used to think when I was younger, before I even knew about manifestation, I always used to think, like, you know, if I was frustrated about something in my life, I would always say, well, you know what? There's always somebody worse off than me. My mom used to always say that to me. There's always somebody worse off. And it's true, you know, if I would walk down the street and I would see a homeless person, I would say, wow. And I was just complaining because, you know, like I want this new curling iron or whatever stupidity, you know, what it was that I wanted. When this poor person doesn't even have a bed to sleep in or a meal in their belly, you know. So think to yourself that be happy, find something to be happy about in your life, any little thing, because once you're in that higher gratitude of happiness and being grateful for things, you're going to see more of it projecting into your reality, and things are going to start unfolding and leading you to that wish fulfilled that you are sitting in, and just knowing that this is who you are. Because it all comes down to, who do you believe you are? If you believe that you are lacking all the time, that's what you're going to continue to see in your reality, because you're keeping it alive, kind of thing. You know, it's like if you're, you know, you're camping, you make a fire, and you want to put that fire out. You know, you're not going to keep feeding more fuel. You're not going to keep feeding more logs to it to keep it going if you're trying to put it out, you know. So don't keep feeding this reality with the negative thoughts or the desiring of what you don't have, you know. Stop focusing on what you don't have. Just continue to focus, live in the wish fulfilled, stay in that end result, visualize it, affirm it if you have to, script it. These are techniques the techniques, they are there to help. I find them very helpful because it's reminding you of who you are. It's reminding you. It's just a continuous reminder, like, yeah, that's true. I am successful. I am abundant. I am this. I am that. You know, be in your I amness. That's why we use techniques, but you don't have to. If you can just sit there and declare, you know what, I know who I am. I am bloody powerful, and I could get anything that I want, and just really feel it, have that conviction of that, yeah, that is mine. That thing that I keep thinking about, that is already mine. You're gonna see things changing in your life. I promise you. So I hope this video helped. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment box down below, or even just to say hi. I try to answer everybody when I can. And if you want to see when I put up new videos, hit the little bell icon down there, and you'll get notifications of when I put up a new one. Thanks for joining me today. I love you all. Have yourself a beautiful day. I'll see you in the next video.